Set the bumper in place, no bolts holding or nothing. And I'm checking out the look. I kind of like the look. Not too sure myself if I like the shape, but a little late. I could weld all that back on, but anyway, the main reason I'm out here is to take my piping and the hinge I'm going to make and make sure I have clearance. So the only thing I see now is it's going to be low enough and it's going to be wide enough, so I'm going to be okay right there. So I'll mark that out and I'll start cutting. So here we go. I don't know if you can see that on the very end there. I cut another 20-degree angle. It'll follow the body lines of the rear quarter panels. I like that shape a lot better. I've marked my center of my hole up top for my spindle that I'm making, and like I said, I use what I got. So here's my drill press. I have a big 1/2-inch Makita drill with a metal bi-metal cutting bit and a little bit of 90 weight gear oil. Okay, so I got some holes. Anyway, here's how I see this going down. This is my spindle. Okay, and this stuff is roughly 3/16 or I believe 0.188. Okay, now I don't know if anyone thinks that this stuff is going to be strong enough, but I sure the heck do. For the length it's going to be roughly 8 inches long, and the way I'm mounting it, it's also going to be inside of, where the heck did I put, hang on, this pipe here, which is just over, I think it's like over a 1/4 inch thick. So this piece here is going to go on the inside, like yay, and I'm going to have another piece up here which my triangle for my tire carrier is going to attach to, and it'll swing like this. So anywho, this piece here will go in here like that. Excuse me for a second. That will go inside of there, and like I said, I'm going to weld a piece that goes into here, and this whole piece will be sit right on top of that, way up. So I got one hand and doing a lousy job filming here, in there, and it'll be welded square, and I think it'll hold really tight. So it'll pivot into here as well as this piece up here. Okay, so here's what we have. I don't know if you can see, but what I'm using for this outer sleeve here, I have cut down and it's on the inside here now. I've just tacked this parallel piece in. I'm going to tack weld it here. I'll cut the tack welds off, bring it out, weld it all the way around so it's good and solid. As you can see, I got my inner and my outer piece. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to put this bearing dust protector on top. I don't know if you can see inside here, but it has a grease nipple, so I'll be able to grease this thing and seal it up. I have a washer that's going to go down here, and I'll be able to pump that full of grease. So here's what it looks like from another angle. All painted up. I think that's going to look pretty good, and it'll work just fine. I have everything tacked on, so what I'm going to do is cut these tack welds off here, pull this piece out, weld up that washer on the inside, well, not really washer, homemade washer on the inside, so this piece can pivot on that really well. A nice little bead all the way around that, and now we're going to put it back in there. I cleaned up the edges for a good weld. See, we have some progress. I got the ends boxed in and welded up. That's the shape I'm going with. I got my pivots on. They are going to be nice and strong. I may end up filling the center of this, I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be very strong. Anyway, I went out and bought this 3x two tubing. It is a, I believe, 125 wall. I was going to go larger, but I really don't think that's necessary. So anyway, right now what I'm doing is I'm notching out for this. So anyway, I drew that. I used my drill press to get to that point. Now I'm going to use this 4.5-inch disc to get some more of that out, and then I'll do final shaping with this. So it's going to take some time. If anyone has a faster route to this without drill presses and fancy equipment, let me know. But this is how I'm going to go at it. I'll let you know how the fit goes in a bit. Jump. So anyway, here's the fit. I got it way better than I thought I would. Swing! It's level, square. I'm using this piece of scrap here on both sides to get my gap. I think that's how I want the gap to be. I'm going to go ahead and weld it in. I got this bad boy tacked in now. One of the things actually I'm going to practice here, I'm going to take a scrap piece of this. If you can see, I got two different material thicknesses. 5/16 on the pivot and 0.125 on this 2x3. So I got a little bit of extra heat there burned out, just a hair. So I'm going to get some scrap and practice that before I weld that whole seam up and around in here. Like I said, I am not an expert welder. I started about 3 weeks ago, but my welding's coming along. So anyway, there's the pivot. I'm pretty happy with it. It's going to be very strong. And like I said, it's into two pieces, one on one side, one on the other, so it's fairly short too, so it'll be just fine.